Hello and welcome to the first time I've ever done this show with two people. Welcome to Same Game Profitability. I am your host. I am the paragon of virtue, Lou Betya, joined by Johnny K. Picks and Brady, aka DFS by the numbers, breaking down same game parlays, a great way to profit for UFC 288, Cejudo versus Sterling. Johnny, I will start with you. The obligatory question: do you have a pulse, and are you excited for this UFC 288 card?
I do have a pulse, and I am very excited. There's a lot of good fights in that card. There's a lot of good prelim fights that should be on the main card, actually. So, it like you said, if that's the case, then this is going to be a great card for sure. I'm stoked for it.
You're so psyched that you couldn't you
I
weren't sure
can't
if you
even
could
talk.
say stoked
I
or psyched,
mean,
and
I,
I'm
I need
here
more.
for
I
it.
need more beer.
All right, Dark Lord Brady. How are we doing? Are you excited for this card?
I'm so excited, man. I'm excited for the show. I've been up since 7 o'clock in the morning, but we're up here grinding late, talking some Parker Porter, Braxton Smith. Couldn't have it any other way.
Right.
Just so you guys know, Brady is 4 bets away from paying his heat bill. In case you're curious about why he's doing what he's doing right now, and
We're
he's
trying to get Brady's seatbelt going.
and he's 6 bets away from the kidnappers letting him out of his current predicament from an undisclosed location. So hopefully we're going to hit those bets on the show. If you've never seen the show before, we are focusing on solely same game parlays. It doesn't matter if the three of us agree or disagree on a certain fight. We are just solely looking for value for win conditions for that fight. So we know what we're going to do. We're going to go in order here. I am going to start with the Phil Hawes fight. There are ways. Now, anybody watching this, just for the record, DraftKings has not yet released a lot of props in the same games for the undercard and even the main card. We're still waiting for specific fighter props, round one props. I will be tweeting out everything I like Saturday morning. I'm sure Johnny and Brady, they see things they like as the week goes on. They'll add to it. We'll let you guys know everything. Right now, we're just talking about what we like currently. I will start with the Phil Hawes end of this. I have one that pays plus 500. So I am on the Phil Hawes side, and I think it takes more than a round. I think we're going to see Scaroff trying to grapple early, spending his energy, just spamming takedowns, and Hawes keeping him at bay, peppering him. So I think this thing goes past the first round. I do think Phil Hawes wins, and I do think he wins by KO. That gets us plus 500 odds. If you configure it, if you look at like FanDuel round 2, round 3, I think it only pays like plus 4 or something. So you're getting better value to do it this way. It's still a Phil Hawes fight. So, tread lightly. But I kind of think this is an interesting way to play this fight. I also gave away the round 1, round 2 earlier on one of the shows. And I think if you do that, you're still getting like, this is 9.5. You're not getting as little 10-cent saver. But Johnny, are you on the Hawes side at all in this fight? Or are you just like totally, you want no part of this?
I don't want no part in this from a picking spot, but I'm looking at some of your bets. Like, what would it be? I'm just throwing this out there. Like, what if you had like Scaroff take down like 1 or 2 of those
Well, that's
instead
the
of Phil
problem.
Hawes to win?
Well,
You don't have it in there yet?
no, and that's something that I think but this is a good point about why we do the show. If you're
Yeah.
looking at the Scaroff side, it has to involve getting him having some
Mhm.
takedown equity. So when that comes up, I would say maybe we look at most takedowns. I
Yeah.
think it'll be closely lined because Hawes does have a pretty good wrestling pedigree. Brady, do you have any action on this fight at all?
Yeah, I'm on the 1-2, plus 350 for Phil Hawes. Probably should have been on the money line as well, but it's like crashed down to the point where it's like he was plus 235, something like that. Now he's like plus 170.
Yeah, we did miss a little bit of a number. I love I love all the KO side here from Hawes. I mean, he also could be winning this fight until he is of course not. So
Yeah.
we are gonna go to now. None of you guys came here for the Hawes fight. What you guys came here for was Braxton Pork Chop Smith. I'm sorry, dude. I'm making this stick. Brady, Johnny, I'm making this nickname stick. He's Pork Chop. Braxton Pork Chop Smith against Parker Still fat after all these years, Porter. I don't know, man. I don't have
Well,
for him. Braxton Smith, must be noted, lost to Chase Sherman, and then 8 years after that loss said, I have unfinished business. Probably watched like a Rocky montage, and he's like, let's go. I'm back. And 5 fights later, he's in the UFC. And that's how dreams are made, I guess. And if he's going to get an opponent that wasn't Harry Hunsucker, can't ask for anything better than Parker Porter. Brady, you specifically asked for this fight. How are we building it?
we're gonna start with my craziest odds prop of the card, man. I don't think really either guy's that good. I think Parker Porter always gets pretty overrated. People say he's like the GOAT, the next champ. I don't know if they're joking or not, but it's a weird. I also don't think Braxton Smith is that good as well. But what Braxton Smith does do is hit very hard, and Parker Porter's been finished 7 times. So I think if Braxton Smith wins this fight, I think he wins it by knockout. So first, I'm going to go with the Braxton Smith money line. And then I'm going to go with a knockout. And then to get a little crazy, I think it could potentially come under 59.5 seconds. So that gets it to plus 1,400. I think he's going to go out there, try to take off Parker Porter's head within the first couple minutes.
1 minute finish from Braxton Smith at
That's
plus
probably all the
1,400.
cardio he has, man.
I mean, it's almost his money line. So, like, I don't hate this. Johnny, are you on the under in this fight? Or are you
Yes,
just
I
like,
love.
or you're just like, I can't even deal with it?
I like the under a lot. Like I had to pick somebody, and I picked Porter in this fight, but I like the under 1.5. I don't think this fight even gets to the second round one way or another. And if it does, I mean, it's Porter all day if it gets to the second round. So I like that bet.
You know, I just want to make a commentary here about this under because, like, I didn't even say this on like previous shows this week, but I remember, was it Tafa and Hunsucker, and the under 1.5 was like, it was like minus 350 under 1.5 for that fight. And I don't understand how this one is half the price with like, it's somehow lower level than the Tafa Hunsucker fight. So I don't know, man. Maybe we're getting a steal on this number with the under. And I think Brady's look here with this insane minute finish is like, it's kind of super live. So, all right, we're going to go to the next one. And Brady, I believe this is also on you, if my order is correct. The Kennedy fight, and then we're going to go to Johnny. All right, so Nchukwu and Devin Clark. Now, the problem is same game parlays have not evolved to add yam bags.
Yeah.
Because if you could throw a plus 2,000 into any of these, I mean.
Especially this one, man.
So what side are you leaning and how are we getting there?
Yeah, I really like Kennedy this week, but the problem with Kennedy is it like takes him a long time to get going. Like in the first couple minutes of the fight, he kind of just stands there like an idiot with his guard completely high and does nothing for the first like 3.5 minutes. So I think he does win this fight. I think he probably loses the first round. So I think it's a great live betting spot. But I think he either finishes this fight in the second or the third. So I'm going the Kennedy money line with just the over 4.5 minutes. I think he wins in that second or third round, or potentially wins the second and third and wins by decision. But I do like him after that first round.
All right, so that's a good way to cut that down to plus 105, which that's really like all you can ask for here is like get plus money, make it simple. All right. I also think there's a plus 2,000 to be played here, but that's another show that I do. That is not this one. We're going to go next to the Drew Dober and Matt Frivola fight. And Johnny, time to earn the money that I'm paying you, the $3 I paid you to be on the show. Tell us what we're building here and how we're getting there.
Well, there's a couple I like here. I like Dober in this fight, just money line. I like the knockout. It's probably his safest avenue to win. And then just to spice it up, just to get a little bit of plus money, just over a half a round. That's going to give you a plus 140. I think that's super safe. If you like the Dober side, he's going to get the knockout. And there's also one more that I did when I was waiting to jump on. And this is kind of weird. So if there's going to be any takedowns, it's going to be from the Frivola fight. I can't even talk. Sorry, guys. Frivola fight. So one takedown from him, or most takedowns you can do, either one. And then also
I
like
see
just
there's a
one.
price there. All right, so minus 220.
Yeah, that's fine. And then you can do one total knockdown with that too. And that's plus 330. Because you're gonna get the knockdown with the if it'll let you anyways. I don't know
Yeah.
if it did.
I mean, plus 330 is nice. I do think like
Yeah.
any of the takedowns are probably on the Derber side. Any of the takedown equity is going to be on the Frivola side. I think that's a good number too.
Yep.
That's a good look. And look, this is really anything that you think is Derber's win equity. This probably fits into that pattern. Like the original one you gave, just the first three things, plus 140, really nice way to get plus money on a Derber KO.
Mhm.
Look, man, if he wins in, if he wins in like a couple of seconds, like what are you gonna do? Right?
Exactly.
But I like that look a lot. All right. Next up, we have we're just going to Johnny, you're gonna be up right again, dude. God, I'm
Sweet.
gonna have to pay you more. We are going to Andrage and Jan, and you have something cooked up here. And you're now, and anybody watching this, you're now seeing we're getting to the fights when you see that we have all four things up top. These are the ones that DraftKings is starting to fill in. Some of these undercard ones, like we showed you with the Braxton Smith fight, with the Hawes fight, they haven't filled all those in yet. You see what Johnny did, getting that little bump with the plus 140. You're going to have all those little options, all those takedown options, like to really beef these things up, like as soon as tomorrow they fill in. But, none of us want to do shows tomorrow because one of us is traveling to New Jersey and the other two don't want to do Friday shows because I don't blame them. Or Brady is already doing a Friday show. I don't know. All right, Johnny, take us away with Andrage and Jan.
All right, so this one's a little crazy for me. So I did a little Jessica Andrade money line is going to go that route, and then with the most takedowns, her as well, because I do not see Jan getting any takedowns whatsoever, and I think Andrade will get at least one early on. And then if you
So
want
do
to,
you
you
want
can
you
do
don't want a first round one, do you? Just most.
yeah, just most because she can get one later in the fight if need be. But and then also over like one or like a half a round just to beef it up to plus money. Or if you even want to get a little crazier, you can do the KO prop for her as well. And I think that's either one plus 500. I think those are two good bets.
I think that looks real. And Brady is like the dark
He's like, wait a
Sith
minute.
is dark Sith is like Vader's raising his hand. I don't know. By the way, I don't know shit about Star Wars. So if I'm way wrong with these references, like, let me know. Brady.
Dude, I can't believe this. Like
Brady, if you
Andrage's
say
money.
Luke, I'll die. If you say Luke, I am your father right now, I'm in.
Luke, I'm your father.
Yeah. Fuck. Go ahead. What do we got?
This makes no sense, man. Andrage's money line is minus 200. If you do the Andrade money line parlayed with Andrade most takedowns, you get it to minus 105. Like if she's winning this fight, you got to think she's taking her down.
Especially early, I think. So maybe the first round takedown, like you said, Lou, will be pretty decent too. There you go.
So that's her getting one takedown in the first.
There you go.
Plus 160. I mean, but even the 105 here, dude, I don't know, man. I like that.
Just better than the minus 200 money line.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if Jan pulls a takedown out of her ass here, like
It would be
then
crazy.
if she's been working that part of her game enough to just easily get a takedown against Andrade, then Andrade money line's probably dead.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, that's a really interesting. See, these guys are creative, man. I didn't even look at that Andrade. I think that's a really creative way to look. All right. We each have one on the Bilal Muhammad Gilbert Burns fight, and then Johnny and I have one on the Cejudo fight, and I'm going to make Brady like ad hoc configure it as we go along. But let's talk about the Bilal Muhammad fight. I will go first because I think mine's probably the tamest of what you guys are going to come up with. I think there's ways to configure this both ways, but if you were on the Bilal side, I think a very easy way to play this is Bilal Muhammad, and that is not even what I was looking for. Over 1.5, and Bilal. I don't want to play the who's going to get more takedowns game because I could see Burns like getting takedowns early and often. I'd rather just focus on the Bilal side here. I like Bilal to get 2 takedowns. I do like Burns' get-up game. Bilal Muhammad over 1.5 rounds and him to get 2 or more takedowns is plus 210. His decision prop alone is plus 200. This gives you a little bit of wiggle room. I mean, if he does get a late finish here, but I do feel like for Bilal Muhammad to win, the fight script is going to have to be takedowns at least later in this fight. If he gets a standing KO, like again, God bless him. But I think his big decision equity here, his big win condition is decision, and it's going to involve him getting takedown. So that's mine at plus 210. Johnny, we'll go to you next. What do you have for this fight?
All right. Well, I'll be on the Burns side this time. So we'll do Burns money line. And I think
This is
both
good. We're
guys
giving
are
people
tough.
giving people different looks here. I love it.
Yeah. And I think both guys are tough enough to where no one's going to get knocked down. So we're going to go with the most knockdowns as a tie. I think it's under fight props. And then over 1.5, or you can even do 2.5, however comfortable you feel that this fight will go. Because I do think it'll go to decision. And then there's your plus money if you're on the Burn side.
Wow, plus 360 is pretty nice there for a minus 125 favorite. I do like that. All right, Brady. You got to break the tie here, I guess.
All right, I'll break it. I'm going with the Bilal money line, kind of similar to yours, Lou, but Bilal money line. Well, not really, actually. The over 2.5 rounds, and then I'm going with the KO. I think you talked about this on the last show. You just did the 3-4-5 they have for Muhammad KO. So it's something kind of like that, but I like him to potentially finish Burns in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round here. I don't trust the chin of Burns. I don't trust the cardio. Short notice fight. Muhammad's not a finisher, but I think it could be like attritional late stoppage here.
I changed it a little bit just to do the 10.5 minutes. Like, I mean, if he does get the early, and that gets you plus 850, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, so 3 different looks on this fight. Johnny on the Burn side, Brady and I on the Bilal side. Somehow I'm the tamest of the 3. I don't know how that happened. I'm not used to that on the show. But we're going to go to the main event now. Henry Cejudo against Aljamain Sterling. Johnny, I will start with you first, and then I'll go, and then we're going to make Brady do one for the main event.
Okay.
He'll just say what he likes better.
No, I have one built. I built it.
Perfect.
Yep.
So I'm going to go the neutral route here, and I think this fight's super close. So I'm not even going to pick a winner, but I'm going to do over 2.5 rounds. I do think it'll go at least over that. I'm going to do the most knockdowns again as a tie, because both guys are tough. I don't see any knockouts here or knockdowns. And then most takedowns is going to be Cejudo.
That gets us to plus 225. That's not bad. Then you don't care who wins.
Exactly. Just need all those 3 to happen.
You'll be sweating that one early for the Sterling takedowns. I think that's probably like, you don't want Sterling getting like a lot early, but I think as this fight goes on, I do like that.
I mean, Cejudo has pretty good takedown defense. I think he can hold off.
I mean, he is a pretty credentialed.
He's 5'2", so
everything I've heard. Brady, why don't you go next? Because this is the one where I have like a bomb.
Yeah, maybe we have something kind of similar then, because I'm going pretty crazy. So I'm doing. So give me Cejudo money line. Give me the over 1.5 rounds. Give me the KO. And give me the tie for the most takedowns. I think Cejudo's takedown defense is elite. I don't see Sterling taking him down. And if Cejudo wants to take him down, he can. But, I think he should want to keep it standing. I think he has the advantage there. So was that 22?
Jeez.
Yep.
Well, that's bigger. All right.
Is that really bigger than yours?
Well, let's first of all, I don't like the tone of that sentence, young man.
Is it bigger?
I don't like the tenor and the tone, but yes, it is. It's way bigger. Mine's like a little hybrid of both of yours. I'm kind of going against something Johnny said here, which is going to sound really strange, but I'm trying to play this as like a weird fight script. And the fight script that I'm going for before I build this is that Sterling dominates early and then Cejudo takes over. And if Sterling is going to take over early, it's going to mean that he's going to get takedowns. So what I have here is Sterling to get at least 2 takedowns in this fight. I do think that Cejudo's get-up game is good. I think Sterling get at least 2. I think this fight gets out of the first 2 rounds, so I'm going over 10.5 minutes. And at that point, I think Cejudo wins by KO. So that gets me to plus 1,500. Now, look, this is not one I like truly recommend for the weak at heart. You need a very specific fight script for this to happen. But if you do believe that Sterling is going to be the more aggressive fighter early, I kind of like it. But then Brady like did plus 2,200. So like mine looks so weak in comparison on the
Nah,
Cejudo
yours
side.
is still good. Come on.
And Johnny's, I think, is probably the most brilliant of the 3 of us because Johnny's doesn't matter who wins.
Yeah.
He's like, this is
That's
actually
why I
how
was
the
like,
fight
I don't
goes.
even care.
And look,
And if
sometimes.
you,
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, and if you want to just throw one of the guys in there on the one I did, then you just add a little bit more. So
I mean, the last couple of weeks when I've been putting these out, you guys have seen privately and like some of the ones I've posted, a lot of these ones that I'm winning on have nothing to do with a winner. It's guy gets 1 first-round takedown and like over 5.5. Like I think last week it was like Cody Durden over 1 takedown and like over 5.5 minutes. Like, can he get a takedown? And it was like even money. It's like all it is 1 takedown and I get even money. Like that's great. Like if you don't get greedy with these things, they're super profitable. Like you got even like the Andrade one you guys had, I thought was brilliant. The Kennedy one's really good. I don't want to say the Braxton Smith one's good because I just don't want to have to say anything about that fight is good. But I love it. So anyway, that will wrap up the show. Anybody watching this, as they add more things, I know that Johnny, Brady, and I will be adding to this. We'll be making more, especially on the undercard. This is such a great fight card. There's so many fights on the undercard that like all it takes is one little prop to swing like a minus 120 to a plus 200 on this card. So the 3 of us will be hunting for him. Johnny, tell the people where they can find you and what you've been up to this week.
you can find me at Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at Johnny K Picks. I do my videos on Sundays or Mondays, and my live stream is on Thursday nights, and we usually do a live stream right before the fights, like 2 hours before. So if you're into all that stuff, check me out. And thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it. And I mean, I'm going to do more of these. Like these just started happening, so I'm just starting to get into these. So it's really cool.
Yeah, they're a cash cow right now. It's good that everybody's getting into it before DraftKings realizes what we're doing to them. Brady, tell the people where they can find you, what you have coming up the next couple of days. And that's it.
Yeah, going live tomorrow after the weigh-ins, and then I'll be doing 2 live streams on Saturday, a fight day live chat, and then I'll also be doing a best bet. We got me, Narco Wheezy, and then Danny Betts. And Lou, I think you forgot something very important.
And what is that, kind sir?
Well, there's something very special coming up Saturday.
The best bets?
No, the Kentucky Derby.
Oh shit, that is right. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me, Brady. By the way, I will be breaking down the Derby after the happy hour tomorrow. I'm kicking Monk off the show. He already knows, by the way. I'm kicking him off for a few minutes at the end. I'm going to break down the Derby. My favorite horse got scratched today. I do have a backup. Johnny, give the people your pick for the Kentucky Derby. You don't even have to give them a reason.
Okay, well, I've done about 30 seconds of research and I finally figured out all the horses, and I'm gonna go with Derma Soto Gate or
the Japanese horse.
Yes.
Derma
I like
Samagate.
Yes, I like it. It sounds cool. I can't even pronounce it. I think it wins.
Looking to be the first Japanese horse to win the
There you
Kentucky
go.
Derby, by the way. I looked that stat up, I think yesterday, and I'm like, that's a good one. I can look like a real old salt knowing that. Brady, we've been talking about the race all week, and you're like, and just so you know, Brady's like, well, what are you betting? I'm just going to bet that.
Yes.
So I'm hoping Brady picked a different horse than the one I'm going to give out.
I like 2, so maybe I'll get one of yours. Angel of Empire and then 2 Phils are my 2.
Which Phils do you like?
2. Phil's
Oh, just 2 of Phil's. There's no Phil's in particular, like Phil McCracken. And
Isn't the
like,
horse's name two Phils?
Yes, I thought we were playing a shtick.
Oh, I was like, is there 2? Like, what's
Phil Hawes, and Phil McCracken.
Let's go.
I am gonna play an exacta box. For those of you that means, you're just making 2 bets. They come in 1, 2. It doesn't matter what order. I am playing Angel of Empire as my prime candidate horse here. And I'm probably going with Forte as my second. But if I'm going to do a trifecta box, and I'll break down why tomorrow, give me Skinner at long odds.
Ooh.
Come in the top 3. As we say in the business that I'm not in, it's a good horse underneath for your exotics. So that is all.
There you go.
Good luck on your same game parlays, and we will see you next week. Gordo will be back. Newly American Gordo will be back. Good luck, guys. Take care. Goodbye.
See you.